Hello students, let's decipher Ohm's law today. Now this law was given by a German physicist in 1827. He gave us the relationship between the voltage and the current, and it simply implies that if voltage is more, then more current will flow through the conductor. Now in his words, we can say that Ohm's law states that current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends, temperature remaining constant. Now temperature should remain constant for this law to work. We can verify the law experimentally with the help of the given circuit. In this circuit, there are multiple cells, a resistor across which we have a voltmeter, an emitter, then a switch. The current is flowing, as you can see, and how we are going to conduct the experiment is, first of all, we will allow only one cell in the circuit, and because of one cell there will be some current flowing through the circuit. We have to take the reading of the current by noticing emitter reading. We'll know the potential difference in the circuit from the voltmeter reading. So that will give us, let's say, the first set of readings. Then we have to take out the plug of the key so that our circuit does not get heated. Connect two cells in the circuit at the same time. That will help us to plug in the circuit. We'll get a reading for, next reading for emitter and voltmeter, and we can take 3 to 4 readings in order to get how, to understand how the law works. Now, when the readings are taken and the graph is plotted, for VI, the slope of the graph is depicting resistance. The graph will be a straight line. What we understand from the law is that voltage is directly proportional to the current. V proportional to I, and if we remove the proportionality, we use a constant. Now this constant is resistance. Now resistance can be defined as the property of a conductor to oppose the flow of current through it. Resistance can be measured in the SI unit. It is termed as ohm. In order to calculate resistance, we'll take the ratio of voltage and current, and for ohm we will it will be voltage upon ampere. In order to define 1 ohm, it is the resistance of a conductor that allows 1 ampere current to flow through it when potential difference across its ends is 1 volt. Now when we are talking about this in simple language, we can just understand कि अगर voltage ज़्यादा है तो current ज़्यादा flow करेगा, voltage कम होने पे current कम flow करेगा. इस experiment में हमने देखा है कि जितने हम cells को add करते जाएंगे तो voltage बढ़ती जाएगी और उसी की proportion में current भी increase होगा. जब हम एक ग्राफ बनाते हैं वोल्टेज और करंट का, तो it comes out to be a straight line, giving us the experimental proof of the law, and the slope of the graph वो डिपिक्ट करता है resistance. Resistance जैसे मोशन के लिए फ्रिक्शन होती है, वैसे ही फ्लो ऑफ करंट के लिए रेजिस्टेंस होती है. रेजिस्टेंस जो है वो करंट के फ्लो को अपोज करता है. और ये भी याद रखिए, जिन चीज़ों में रेजिस्टेंस ज़्यादा रहेगी वो इंसुलेटर्स कहलाएंगे, जिन चीज़ों में रेजिस्टेंस कम रहेगी वो कंडक्टर्स कहलाते हैं. एंड वी आर नॉर्मली यूजिंग गुड कंडक्टर्स in the circuits because we want the current to flow through them, and wherever we do not want the current to be flowing, we use insulators. For example, I'll give you a simple example. The electrical wires, they are made up of copper because copper is a very good conductor, and they have a plastic insulation, right? Plastic is an insulator, does not, so that makes our handling of electrical wires a bit safe, right? Now coming back to the unit of resistance, the unit of resistance is 1 ohm. Please remember, in order to calculate or define 1 ohm, we have to know the formula. तो resistance होता है voltage divided by current. तो voltage का unit है volt और current का unit है ampere. तो जब भी हम किसी चीज की resistance को 1 ohm कहेंगे तो उसका मतलब ये है कि वो उसके अक्रॉस जो वोल्टेज है 1 वोल्ट और वो कितना करंट अलाउ कर रहा है उसमें से फ्लो करने के लिए, दैट इज 1 एम्पियर. सो सिंपली व्हेन पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस ऑफ 1 volt is allowing 1 ampere current to flow through it, such a conductor will have resistance of 1 ohm. I hope this topic is clear to all of you. Next we study the factors affecting the resistance. Please understand, resistance depends on the length of the wire and the thickness of the wire. If length of the wire is more, then the resistance will increase, and if the wire is thicker, then the resistance decreases. Now how does that impact? You can see resistance will be directly proportional to the length of the wire, and resistance will be inversely proportional to the area of cross section. It also depends on the material of the wire which is used in the circuit. Now if we study this activity, in this activity we will see that the first time the reading in the emitter is taken by taking a wire of specified length and thickness. When we double the length of that wire, then the emitter reading becomes half. So that shows that if resistance is increased, the emitter reading, that is the flow of the current, becomes half. So it implies that resistance is directly proportional to the length of the wire. The second factor is that resistance depends on thickness. Now here we will take the next set of reading in the circuit by using a wire which is thicker. You can notice that third variable that I have put here is the wire of the same material and length, but the thickness is doubled. So when the thickness is doubled, then the resistance will fall and the emitter reading will increase, right? And in the third case, I have taken a wire of the same length and thickness as that of wire 1, and we studied, since this particular wire, let's say it is made up of silver. Silver, you all know, is a very good conductor. So it will allow the current, like the emitter reading will definitely increase. So what we need from this, what we understand from this activity is कि अगर सर्किट में लंबी वायर्स लगी हैं तो वहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ जाता है, और जब भी रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ता है तो फ्लो ऑफ करंट जो है वो कम हो जाएगा. जैसे मैंने बताया कि जब हम लेंथ को डबल कर रहे हैं तो क्या हो रहा है कि रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ने की वजह से एमिटर रीडिंग हाफ हो जाती है. और दूसरे केस में जब मैंने वायर को डबल थिकनेस का लिया था तो रेजिस्टेंस कम हो गई, एमिटर रीडिंग डबल हो गई. और तीसरी बारी जब हमने वायर के मटेरियल को ही बदल दिया और मैंने चांदी की वायर ले ली, लाइक यू नो द सिल्वर इज द बेस्ट कंडक्टर, तो उसके कारण द फ्लो ऑफ करंट इंक्रीज्ड. तो जब हम सम अप करते हैं इस चीज को तो हम बोलेंगे कि जो रेजिस्टेंस है वो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है लेंथ ऑफ द वायर के साथ और इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है थिकनेस ऑफ द वायर के साथ. जब भी हम प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी को रिमूव करते हैं we use a constant. The constant in this case is rho. So the expression that we get here is that rho resistance equals rho L upon A. Now rho is basically resistivity. This constant rho is called resistivity. और resistivity को define किया जाता है कि it is the resistance of a conductor which has got length 1 meter and area of cross section 1 meter square. So resistivity का जो जब हम SI यूनिट की बात करेंगे तो देखिए rho will become ohm into meter square by meter. So we are left with the SI unit will be ohm meter for resistivity. So whenever we get some value using the unit ohm meter, so you should understand that is resistivity. And there's another interesting thing, the value of resistivity is very high, that indicates that substance is an insulator. If the value varies from like 10 raised to power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to power minus 6 ohm meter, so that is a very low value of resistivity, and that shows that that particular substance having that value is a good conductor. So accordingly we'll put them to use in the circuits, seeing the value of resistivity, because ये value constant होती है किसी भी चीज़ के लिए, ठीक है। और जो अलॉयज होते हैं, जो हम दो या तीन मेटल्स को मिलाकर बनाते हैं, हमेशा उनकी रेजिस्टिविटी जो है जिन मेटल से उनको बनाया गया उससे ज़्यादा होती है। एंड बिकॉज उनकी रेजिस्टिविटी ज़्यादा होती है और दे आर द होमोजेनस मिक्सचर ऑफ डिफरेंट मेटल्स, तो वो ऑक्सीडाइज भी जल्दी नहीं होते। तो ये जो अलॉयज हैं दे आर वेरी लाइक अप्रोप्रिएट फॉर मेकिंग द heating elements in the devices which are based on conducting electric current to heat energy। तो वहाँ पे जो heating elements बनाए जाते हैं मोस्टली अलॉय के होते हैं और निक्रोम के हम ज़्यादातर यूज़ करते हैं। तो उसमें फ़ायदा ये रहता है कि जो डिवाइस है लंबे समय तक चलता है, हमें बार बार उसका हीटिंग एलिमेंट बदलना नहीं पड़ता। हमारी जो घरों में प्रेस यूज़ होती हैं, गीजर्स, तो अक्सर कंप्लेंट आती है कि एलिमेंट फूक गया है या सड़ गया है। तो वी कैन लाइक यू नो ये इसलिए हो रहा है बिकॉज वो अपना टाइम लेके it has like you know just got oxidized, but definitely when we are using the alloys as heating elements, the devices are more durable, and this helps us to I think the topic related to factors of resistance is now clear. That's all.